That's $440 spent managing a problem that a system would have prevented. You do not have a product problem. Most of you have fully convinced yourself that investing $4,000 on a handbag is an investment. You have a whole spreadsheet for it. You know the resale value. You have really strong opinions on which colorway hold value. And you're still treating your face like a fast fashion micro trend. Can we talk about that? So today we're gonna be talking the exact mathematical logic that you already use to justify the things in your closet, the logic you're very, very comfortable with, and we're gonna apply all of that to your face. Are we following? I manage large-scale construction projects for a living, and before that, urban design spaces, and my entire professional life is built around one principle. The decisions that you make in the design phase determines everything that happens and everything that costs downstream. So if your skincare is in that fast fashion mode, we have a design problem. Even the self-care industry that came around really had made beauty, skincare into this like weirdly aesthetic place that we had to get to every 6 weeks. Maybe a new step you had to add, or there was always something to add. There was a mask and there is red light. So there's constantly this like micro trend we're always following. Your face is that one major asset that you're wearing for the rest of your life. It doesn't get a capsule wardrobe reset. It doesn't get donated when the season trends are done. It's literally a long-term capital project. So we're fixing that today. So let's start in the closet because this is where most of you already think very clearly. The Loewe puzzle bag, the small Loewe puzzle bag, classic leather, roughly $4,000 now. And I know some of you are watching along and nodding because you know this, or because you own it, myself included. If you don't own it, you probably have a safe folder of it. Same thing I did for many years. So you've justified it to yourself many times and giving yourself so many TED Talks on how you're going to wear this item many times so you can get your cost per use. Correct? Obviously. So you didn't just spend, oh, I'm spending $4,000. You're running this math where if I carry this 200 days of the year for the next 5 years, that's 1,000 uses, right? So when you're really breaking that down, you're getting maybe around $4 a day. You made that decision. You decided once. You bought quality, you closed the tab, you were done. And honestly, I'm not blaming myself for buying my bag. I use it quite a lot. I definitely ran that math. It made sense to me. It's really the same logic with a $500 linen blazer. 40 wears a year. For 4 years, 160 wears. That's what? $3 per wear. Very defensible. Still defensible to me. Because the alternative, the $80 jacket that you bought and I've replaced 4 or 5 times, now that doesn't make sense. So you know this, you understand the math and you're using it yourself, and you've definitely defended it in group chats, myself included, and then you go into your bathroom. And I really want you to go and look at your shelf right now. Not metaphorically, no, actually go look. How many of these products do you actually know the function of? It was a test my husband put me through, but it was a good test. How many are overlapping? How many did you buy because you saw someone try it on really quickly and it kind of got stuck in your head? Because that's your closet buying that $80 blazer over and over again. And in your closet, you would never do that. You know better. That was the whole point of my fashion education series, because we knew better. Buy once, decide once, and then move on. But your bathroom does not know that you know better yet, so we need to fix that system too. Let me show you what the reactive loop is actually costing you every year. And I really need you to do the math with me on this one. Not just watch it and go, brightening serum, $45. You replace it every 2 months because you keep hoping that the next one is gonna solve the problem. That's $270 a year. Chemical exfoliant, $30. Every 3 months. $120 a year. The barrier cream you panic bought when your skin started reacting to literally everything, $25 twice a year. $50. That's $440 spent managing a problem that a system would have prevented. So yeah, you do not have a product problem, you have a design problem, and I design systems for a living. So trust me when I tell you, most expensive thing you can keep doing is building without a scope. Before you scroll past the price tag, I need you to run the numbers again. Let's look at your skincare portfolio with that same lens. The Skin Better AlphaRet Overnight Cream, $140. You just flinched, I saw it, but you probably scrolled past it before and said, I'm not spending $140. But I want you to run that number one more time. 1 pump per night, a 15 milliliter jar, which lasts approximately 90 days. 140 divided by 90 week, the 90 days, is $1.55. For a stabilized retinol AHA conjugate that resurfaces and smooths, working at a cellular level while you're sleeping. That's less than the Loewe bag costs. Did you do that math together? And it's doing significantly more structural work on this asset that you're wearing every single day. So you spend more than $1.55 per day on lip balm that you're not even using, but you wouldn't spend that on a good product for your skin. But I really want to be direct here because most skincare content will not say this. AlphaRet is not an entry point for everyone. If your barrier is already compromised, and some of you know exactly what I'm talking about because your skin is reactive to literally everything you put on it, leading with a combined retinol AHA is definitely gonna set you way back than the path that you're trying to go forward in. So pause, and I'm gonna tell you what your version looks like in a minute. Now, prescription tretinoin. If you go through a telehealth system or a telehealth platform, a tube can run you anywhere from $15 to $35 a month, depending on your provider. Now, some people can pay less, depending on also your insurance, but per application, we're talking pennies. This is not a Sephora haul. We're talking capital improvement plan, babes. In my field, capital improvements are long-term investments in the structural integrity of a building, of a property, of a project. Essentially, an asset. So you design them very carefully. You execute them consistently, and then you document the results. You're definitely not just adding scope because something just came out. We do not want a change order right now. One of them is working towards something measurable, and one of them is maintaining the loop. I said I was gonna come back to this, so here it is. I'm gonna tell you who this works for and who it doesn't. For the majority of you whose skin is stable watching this, but you've been stuck in a loop, this math is yours. I'm giving it to you. Work the math. If your skin is stable, barrier intact, no active inflammatory condition, and definitely not in a flare-up. If you have hyperpigmentation, uneven texture, or early photo aging, and you're watching this thinking this is literally why I'm here, start to disqualify things. Maybe this is not the right order for my skin with this product. Now, if you have reactive or sensitive skin, and some of you know exactly who you are because it's reactive to literally everything that once seemed harmless and now you have receipts for that, the clinical approach still applies. The sequencing is just going to be a little bit different. You lead with barrier restorative first, and then Silcophate, the La Roche-Posay Cicaplast B5+. Your skin gets stable, and then you can introduce other things to it one at a time, knowing exactly which ones are not working for your skin. If you have a diagnosed condition that you're working with your derm on, you have rosacea, dermatitis, something with a protocol that's already in place for you, this specific routine is not your starting point. Stick to that routine. Work within that protocol. This optimization process I'm talking about sits on top of managed skin and not instead of professional care. So this is the actual breakdown and actual decision tree, not the everyone's skin is different. Most of you are gonna fall into these two categories. And for those people, everything I just walked you through applies directly to you. So here's what I want you to actually take from this. A decided once system are not about being low maintenance. They are definitely not about doing less. It's about protecting your bandwidth. I call it high maintenance to be low maintenance because it protects your bandwidth. I have sister locks because it protects my bandwidth for the day-to-day. I have microblading to not have to fill in my eyebrows every single day. I do these little things to help a decided one system that makes every single day's input much easier. I run that succeed don't succeed because someone's making 100 million decisions every single day. It was because the design, the implementation from the get-go was done correctly. The scope was clear and the systems were set. And the day of execution is so much easier when the design and protocol for the day is just going according to plan. And your routine should work the same exact way. Audit what you have. Keep what is load-bearing, the things that you cannot live without. We're talking our SPF, we're talking our moisturizer, we're talking our cleansers, the base, and then we build from that. Stop adding additional scope, a new change order that was literally never discussed in the brief. And then stop thinking about it, let the system run, and go do something else with that mental energy. If you want to see what that audit looks like, apply it to your shelf. Just like my audit that was applied to your closet, I have an audit applied to your shelves. The link is in my bio, that's where you want to start. It's called the Skin Edit. It's not a course, it's a design review for your skin. I built it because I needed it and nothing like it existed at the time. Fix your routines and I will see you soon, friend. Bye.